Hey folks, good afternoon. Hopefully y'all doing well. Just had my lunch and now I'm doing my first afternoon errands. So just running around crazy, of course. So I just want to talk about something that really is funny but fascinating at the same time. When you look at people and when you ask questions from perspectives of all sides, liberal, moderate, conservative, it doesn't matter what. Do you know people always love to pick and choose the questions and answers to fit their political affiliation? It's part of being human nature. So, what I did was I was listening to some people argue about Texas and California, two of the biggest states in the union. It doesn't matter what your belief is in politics or in nature itself, which state's better, whatever. So I do a lot of research and I do a lot of things just because I can do it and it's something I enjoy. So I did some research because I was listening to two different proponents of why this state is better and this state is not, blah blah blah, and in effect, it all went down to which political affiliation you hold. All right. So the point of my questions, this question is really about: do you think one state is better than another? And the answer for me is no. And here's why. And it's based on real data. When you look at the states of California and Texas, each have their own strength and weaknesses. A lot of them will be based on your political views, political value. Mine is based on raw data. No politics inside. Each side has its own merit. Each side has their own value. Each side has its own tangibles and non-tangibles. But the thing I got from the data, and I spent on about 2 days about it, is that each of the states provide ample point of reflection. From one pays more taxes, one pays don't pay a lot taxes. One state provide more care to everyone, no matter what financial situation you're in. One don't, and this and that. But here's the key point, and it's a key point that really is reflective of politics. When the idea of certain functional aspect, from homelessness to feeding the elderly, the homeless, the children, there are categorically so many different stances that there is a dilemma. The dilemma is based not on politics itself. It's the status of what people's belief is at that time. In the last 25 years alone, you look at the politics and the agenda. Every politician in both sides of the aisle, both Republican and Democrat, they function the balance of what they feel is the need of that state at that time. But the biggest thing I saw that many people might not see, maybe they do see, is that things do not change in any line of spectrum until something happens that in effect changes the politics of that community, i.e., a natural disaster, i.e., some kind of occurrence above and beyond one's perception or assumption, violence, loss of life. I noticed that the pattern crosses the border of politics when it comes to policies for the beneficial aspect of the people, the community. Things change, but nothing changes until someone gets hurt or something happens that inflict financial, emotional, psychological, or physical damage to the community. So the question that I saw, and a lot of people, the argument was California is best for this, Texas is best for this, but no one can answer the right question because it's how you you react to consequences and actions that makes one has to wonder which state is really the best. Texas might be the best for a lot of people, as much as California is the best for another group of people. But the reality is both state functions with deliberate focus that fits their agenda at that time. But even when the agenda is fit, that not always the ethical foundation that is right at that time also. You might have the right choice based on your politics, but in the end result, it might not be the right choice overall. That has become the true essence and issue of which state is best, California or Texas. Why am I talking about it? Because of something that both governors has said in the last few months. Their ability to construct reasoning without data is presented in both sides of the aisle, both Democrats and Republicans. But it was something a friend of mine said that reminded me what a economist was talking about years back in the 1990s. He said that whatever we judge the strength of a state or a country, it's based on many tools. But the systematic approach of economics is something that goes by the pendulum of that situation at that time. The swinging pendulum of economics is so diverse that one might think, okay, he is a Democrat, he's going to follow his democratic mindset. Not always. As the same token, when you look at a Republican, their mindset might be focused on something else that you think, okay, he's going to do this way, this way, this way. But next thing you know, he changes the pendulum. Not because he wants to. The pendulum was changed because the community, the situation arise. And there's the change that is reflective on both states. The strength and the premise of each government doesn't make one state better than another. Some people still love Texas. Some people still love California. In the end, what gives California strength for somebody might be the weakness for another person, and vice versa with Texas. So, in your insight, away from politics, what do you think about what makes Texas great? Away from the sports, the people, believe me, the food. I love food in every side of the corner in both states. But in the end result, what makes that state's strength outside sports, outside entertainment, outside, we call it the basic abstract? What makes that state better in your mind? Because in the end, the data that I do research with are just based on the evidence presented, that we don't create the right functional standard because each of us have different viewpoints of which of the two states is best. So what do you think? Do you think the data that's being accumulated today, where it's saying that with higher taxes in California, lower social foundation in Texas, these two have different values and viewpoints? Do you feel that one state has a higher edge on many things or some things? In the end, it's your decision. So what do you think? Do you think the difference is so wide that makes one state better than another. What do you think? So for now, take care, stay safe, and of course, enjoy whatever life gives you. Take care.